Wow.
Last we left off,
Another-
you continue to dispatch the 6-armed, half-woman, half-snake demon known as the Marilith. You then took the opportunity to snoop around, finding several useful items, which I've allowed you to keep all of them in their current state. You felt compelled to pocket them in the name of helping the realm. After some discussion about what to do with the red dragon egg that was discovered, Arceus went off to Starwater Keep to notify the authorities about the smuggled goods found in the warehouse on Osrul's Wharf. The Zentarim, who you followed there and captured, would not give his name without his lawyer present, so he wasn't much help in the investigation. While True Silver was in the lower levels of the warehouse, Yaxel, the Blue Dragon Knight, shot his shot with Arceus, inviting her to dinner at White on the Water Dragon sometime. He gave her his information on a piece of paper. After some convincing, the guards ended up fetching Larissa Elance in the middle of the night to come to the wharf. We resume with her marching towards you all, seeing a relative scowl on her face as she approaches. True Silver behind her. She looks at the Zentarim and looks to the rest of you. Lock him up. If he talks, I want to know. I want to be the first one to know. Take him to jail now. And as Yaxel kind of looks at True Silver, she sees his head flick away. She's like, he doesn't make the rules, I do, and I say lock him up right now. Go. And Yaxel grabs him and takes him off on his horse to jail. She looks at the rest of you, and you can see a few more men coming slowly up the wharf with a wagon led by horse. She turns to you. What were you doing here in the middle of the night?
We had a lead that we thought might take us to where some stolen goods were.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you found them. True Silver, we're going to take the stolen goods from here. We're going to escort them quietly to my mansion, put them in one of the side buildings, at least for the moment, until we can get a more dedicated convoy to take them to a more secure location. I don't want us to be traveling lightly with a dragon egg around town, for fear that we could be ambushed and overrun. So my house is just up the road. We'll store it there under the quiet of night for now, and then we'll find a better place to put it later. She says to Captain True Silver, see to it that you comb over all of the goods and anything that you deem to be contraband or stolen in any way, shape, or form, or even useful to the realm. Everything here is confiscated. She looks to the rest of you again. Do you know who was operating this or owning this? Was it just the one man that was here when you got here?
There
were a few other workers, but
he
seemed to be the closest to in charge.
They took off on boats out of the building, and who knows where they're at now.
We know there's some connection to the Black Boar. The lead we found was when we were investigating his place up in Arabelle. but we don't know who actually owns it.
I'll step up to Rin and kind of whisper in her ears very shortly. Tell them about our house.
That's a good point. This is incidental, but our home was also ransacked by who we're pretty sure was the Black Boar after we just put him in jail, 2 days ago?
I don't believe I'm familiar with a Black Boar, and Captain, you?
He was a big up in Arabelle. Run around out there.
I'll check the books and see if we have anything on him being around in this particular area, but it's not a name that I'm familiar with. Gangs, thugs, thieves tend to stay in the places they know, at least when they're affiliated with certain groups. But I'll check nonetheless. Do you need any sort of compensation? I know that you were given that estate by the crown. I'm sure they took out an insurance policy. We can compensate you for any damages that were caused.
I mean, at this point, it's all minor stuff. We're getting some things looked at, but nothing a little elbow grease and little woodworking can't fix.
Okay. Am I needed for anything else? And she looks at Captain Truesilver and over to the rest of you. Captain speaks up. No, I'll oversee your men with the goods here at the wharf, and if we encounter anything else, I'll make sure to send for you right away. And she looks at you.
Seems like you've got it in hand. Is there anything else you need from us?
No, I don't think so. Sorry I came off a little harsh. I had just laid down for bed and got around and then was notified about this, so I had to get up. But now that I'm awake and the sea breeze hit me, I think I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make some tea. Do you guys want to come over for some tea?
I would love that.
What kind of tea?
Oolong.
Any tea that you want. Our stores are pretty well stocked.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Just pretty much any herbal tea you can think of. But no pressure or obligation. This is not an official capacity. It's just extending a drink and some rest. Oh my god. Rin. I forgot your character's name. I was like, it's not Bria. It's not Bria. Why am I thinking Bria? Rin, you look pretty roughed up. Do you want me to call for a physician to come bandage you up, or a local cleric?
It's nothing a good night's sleep can't take care of, but thank you.
Okay, well, if you, like I said, no pressure, but that's where I'm gonna head back, and you're welcome to join me if you'd like. And she...
Does she have the escort with her?
The gentlemen that were walking down after her a couple moments in with a carriage behind her, they've arrived now, and you can see them talking with Captain Truesilver and being escorted around into the warehouse. So they are there, and you can gather that they're going to load up the wagon and take it back to her estate. But she's not going to take an escort just to get back to her place. It's on the same island. It's pretty close. I
suppose I'll follow Rin's cue.
Okay.
So what's with the egg though? Like Arsis kind of wants to hover the egg.
I mean, you're more than welcome to, if you'd like to.
Like, I'll
Isn't it going to her house?
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like I can be behind and show up a little bit later because I'll follow the egg.
Yeah, I mean, because the egg's going to her house too. It's just gonna go into the stores. Just to kind of make sure that it's clear in case it's not. The coordinates that you guys received while they led you to this place, you know that just this warehouse with the illicit goods isn't necessarily what you were looking for. This was likely supposed to be a dead drop, which Sammy and Rin, maybe even Jack, would know is more likely to be a loose brick that you pull out that has a hidden stash in it. The hollowed out tree, similar to where you found the gold. You know that there's got to be something more here, specific to the coordinates that you were given. So just to make sure that you guys were aware that
our investigation checks were not high enough, is what I'm hearing.
Well,
we kind of came here and immediately focused on the immediate present thing in front of us, which was the smuggling ring.
You were taking through shit earlier before the dragon egg became apparent.
That is true. The investigation, however, was done like on the inside of the
there are other places we can look around there that we didn't, basically.
But now that authorities are there, it's going to be even more difficult to go snooping around trying to find it without raising suspicion.
Yeah, but there was a dragon egg. We had to take care of that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Responsible adults.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's going to stick behind with the group besides Arsis watching over the dragon egg?
No, I'll go for tea.
Okay.
Yeah, Riker's going for tea.
As you guys wander away, I'm going to give Arsis a few moments. As you wander down into the sublevels of the warehouse, you can see that the guards that Larissa had sent, dressed in relatively plain clothes, working with True Silver, trying to figure out how the hell are they going to get this egg upstairs. There's only a ladder. There's the lift, but this thing's, what did I say, like 500 pounds just for the egg itself. And so they eventually are...
Arsis is going to watch, but not offer to help at all.
No help, not even verbal?
Nope.
Okay. And you can see them...
I'm kind of sitting there like...
the box really wide, making it super awkward to get a proper grip underneath of it as they're trying to like push it and awkwardly walk down the wooden stairs under the weight of both the two men that are carrying it as well as the box. One of the wooden planks of the stairs crushes under the weight and they kind of stumble, almost dropping the egg, and you can see the crate tipping towards the water as they recover it and then make it over to the hoist and eventually lift it up. they continue to comb through goods and spend probably about the next 45 minutes prying open every single box and digging through each.
I will join them in that. I will just kind of start digging through boxes and stuff like that, seeing what I can see. Not looking for anything specifically, but like look like I'm helping.
Okay. You're not gonna look for anything as far as investigation? You're just passively opening these things up?
I'm looking to see what I see. If anything catches my eye, I will do something, but it depends on what it is and how big it is and all that stuff. But I don't know what we're looking for specifically, so I don't know what to be looking for.
Okay.
I don't think they explained to me too much about the whole coordinates and ledger and stuff like that, the contraband. It was all that happened when I was off doing something else, so.
No, that's perfectly fine. Give me an investigation check.
Hey. A nat one.
Rough, buddy.
You find yourself meticulously combing through everything, even the mundane items, reaching around inside of vases and finding nothing, breaking apart bars of soap, similar to what you did in Arabelle, to find the diamonds or the gold or the random things, in finding absolutely nothing, but just damaging a lot of the mundane items, and eventually True Silver comes over. What are you doing?
Surgeon?
You ever done this before?
No.
Oh, I could tell.
If I smell like this, and I'll hold the soap up to him.
And you hold the soap up to him, and he gives a good chuckle. Then he says, we found that you only really have to look for these marks on the boxes, and he points to a little scratch that's in the form of an X in the lower corner of the wooden crates. These seem to be the mark that we're looking for. We found a bunch of them, and we've kind of piled them up over there. And he picks up one of the boxes and shows it to you. I don't see any over here, so you can pretty much know at a glance that none of these are going to have any contraband in it. But thank you for your assistance.
If I make a pretty obvious mark on which ones are the bad crates, then you're all gonna that seems so silly. Why would you do that?
Well, it's not that it's obvious. If the crates were just on the back of a wagon headed into town, nobody's gonna notice. Just a subtle scratch on the side of a crate. Could have came from anything, rubbing up against nails next to it. But when it's in the warehouse and you're starting to look for patterns of ways that they could have marked it, or more obvious things they could have done, they could have marked it with paint. But instead, it's just a scratch on the side of the crate that you actually have to look for. It's not just glaringly obvious, but there's all sorts of different tells. But that's one that I've found to be relatively common. I think we're almost done though. So thank you for sticking around and helping out.
Did you find anything useful or interesting to who this might be tied to? Where Dragon Egg might have come from?
We searched the boats and tried to find if there were any ledgers, and didn't find anything. every warehouse has to have registration to the owner of the warehouse, and so when we get back to the barracks tonight, I'm gonna make a few calls and try to find out if somebody knows who it is, and then track them down to the city to interrogate them. But if I find anything, I'll be sure to pass it off to you guys.
We're happy to help. Like, we're on the same side.
Do you guys have any sort of name for your group or anything that I could call you rather than just...
The Queen calls us the heroes of the realm.
I suppose that could, that'll have to do for now. But just,
I don't actually really like that name. I think it's relatively grandiose and silly for what we ended up actually doing, which is just killing people.
He chuckles again, and he's like, well, killing's kind of messy work sometimes, and you gotta, you know, it's quite a high price to pay on your conscience for the rest of your life. Whether you think they're guilty or not, it's still something that lives with you. There's an overwhelming majority of people have never killed anybody, nor do they want to, so you're...
Well, I don't think anybody really wants to kill, but sometimes survival of the fittest requires it, and it was either humanity or mushrooms, and we chose humanity.
Yeah, I'm afraid, when you stare into the face of people that you knew or loved and see the transformation, it's hard to eat mushrooms or even think about mushrooms the same way.
When he brings that up, you see Arsis kind of almost deflate a little bit. Her bravado goes away, her kind of nonchalance, her cracks in her facade. And she just nods. She doesn't really say anything.
He sees your tone shift. No. I lost my sister.
The woman who raised me.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Same. I put my hand on his shoulder. Deep breath, and then put my hand down awkwardly.
Well,
yeah, we've got to get this stuff on the ship and up the ladder, and we got work to do.
Yeah,
yeah, moving on.
and he hoists the egg up and then eventually gets it into the cart and escorts it back to the manor. Now we will time warp over to the rest of you as you arrive at House Ilance.
Nap.
Uh-oh. That change.
I love what you did at the place, darling.
Thanks. As you wander south on the island headed towards Ilance Manor, and you see the wrought iron decorative fence wrapped around the entire estate. Stepping in, you can see a decorative fountain off to the left with a few benches surrounding it. The stone changes from more of a cobble to a laid whitewashed stone. And as you look at the face of the mansion, you can see these ornate marble sculptures outside on either side of the door. Two lioness. Off to the southeastern portion of the manor, you can see the stable doors open with a wagon just in front of it, and a path leading even further down towards a tower. And you can see a gentleman in relatively common clothes with a little bit of extra padding that you can see he is armed. And he sees you all approach, and Larissa gives him a little bit of a wave before stepping up to the door. And she's like, just a couple rules. No going upstairs, at least for now, and no going into the basement. There's nothing upstairs but bedrooms, and it's not a finished basement, so it's just mildewy down there. Okay. Yeah, DJ's looking at it as in, I was told I can't go into the basement, but now that's where I'm gonna go.
Oh god, not
That
again.
sounds like a challenge.
Not again.
Rogue's got a rogue. I mean,
Don't go there, go everywhere. Heard. Roads, we don't need no stinking roads.
Rin will respond to her with, those seem like simple rules. I think we can all follow those. And she will turn around and look at Sammy like, don't fuck around right now, man.
She steps in, and once she gets inside, and everybody else steps inside, you can see her. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, before I step in, I just want to give the old purple dragon ring a little twist and do a little detect magic.
Okay. You can sense some extremely powerful evocation magic coming from the two lion statues guarding the home, the front door. You can see particularly the windows and the doors have some abjuration magic surrounding it. What's the radius? Is it 30 feet?
30 feet.
Yeah, that's generally what you... and you also... Yeah, that's pretty much what you see.
So it goes for about 10 minutes, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just be...
I'll give you some random deets as you
Sure.
continue in. And as you all step inside, she closes the door and locks it, and then rests up against the door, and as she... You guys are probably familiar with it as well, as you take one foot and you step on the heel of your shoe to remove it rather than bending over and taking it off. She does that with both of her shoes and then flings them into the corner, and she just sighs a big sigh of relief.
Leading a family is a little more difficult than leading a city, isn't it?
This is my first day and I'm already getting woken up at midnight. This is fun. This is gonna be fine, but...
Insight check.
Go ahead, make an insight check.
Could I jump in on that insight check?
Yeah,
too?
for sure.
Oh, that's a terrible roll. Get the bad rolls out right now, boys and girls.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she seems to say it with truth.
Yeah. With what little you know her, while you can innately know that as she was letting her political mask drop for just a moment, you talking about her day in office made her quickly snap back into that hey, I'm around, while I'm around, the civilians, I still have to keep up a front to not show the cracks. And she gestures to her left, your right. Those are the stairs leading upstairs, and also to the door that is tucked underneath of the stairs. That is the door to the basement. I tell you only so you don't wander in those directions. But if I could just give you a tiny tour of the places that you are allowed for the evening, and we can find a comfortable spot to sit. She gestures to her right, your left, and you can see 3 small... They appear to be eggs. Are they dragon eggs? What are they? They're colored, and you can see a small placard that says awarded to House Alliance for their help during the war of the Year of the Draco Rage, when they faced the original Thalglor. And she says these were gifts to my great-great-great-grandfather. They're not live dragon eggs, but they were more symbolism of their fight, where many dragons were slain. You'll find lots of curios and things scattered around the mansion like that. My ask is that you look, but don't touch. Not because there's anything to hide, but just simply because they're extremely delicate. And she wanders into the hallway, points to her left, your right. Down that hall, you can find the bathroom, the first door on the left. Through the door straight ahead's where you'll find the stables, and stepping in a little bit further, as she passes the door onto her left, she's like, that's my office in there. But the place that I really like to go when I'm relaxing is out here. And she takes you, she's like, this is my sunroom. Sorry, don't mind the pillows on the ground. I was laying there earlier, just taking the stress away. You guys feel free to sit and browse around, look at the memorabilia from my family's past, and I'll go get you all some tea. Is there anybody that wants anything besides tea?
He's totally fine by
Tea's
me.
fine.
Okay. And she
Whiskey, please.
nods and wanders off. And you can see her make her Sammy, who kind of lingering back by the hallway. You can see her turn into the dining hall and then disappear into beyond view.
Did the fake eggs radiate any magic?
They did not.
Okay.
The eggs did not radiate any magic. However, as you're in this room, looking, glancing at the memorabilia, both sets of armor, one of them plate and the other leather, both of those radiate magic. The plate having abjuration magic, and the leather having illusion magic to it.
Where's the leather armor at? I see the plate, obviously. Oh, it's in... Okay, got it.
It's in the case.
Sammy's fucking casing the place.
Fuck yeah.
We all turn around for 2 seconds and he's just gone.
about to ding the metal to see if it's real steel. I was like, oh, don't touch.
It's underneath of a glass case.
No, the plate armor I was talking about, but that's fine.
The plate armor is also under a glass case. Everything that you see in this room that is in the memorabilia area is carefully laid on like velvet cushions with a locked glass lid. These are like shadow boxes that are decorative display. And you can see the painting of what looks to be middle-aged men wearing the plate armor and the leather armor, fighting a dragon in the painting above. Do you do anything during this time where you wait for her to come back?
At this point, I just kind of like wander around the room and just look for anything that's giving off any divination magic.
He's eavesdropping.
Yeah. How far does it penetrate through wood?
It says, I think it was 3 feet of wood. Let me double check the spell. The inventory, that one. Detect magic. 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. And it extends 30 feet from you?
Correct.
Okay. You would have caught a hint of the divination magic when you first walked in. The wall just to the left of the entrance was giving it off, and as you kind of, and I'm just going to move your token a little bit, as you trace your way back to here, the door is still shut, but you can tell off in this area over here, you can tell that there's some divination magic.
Is the door locked?
Do you check?
Absolutely. She didn't say that I couldn't go into any rooms down here, just I couldn't go upstairs or downstairs. Oh, I was just about to click it.
Yep. As you turn the knob and peer inside, you can get a glance that the painting on the wall appears to have an aura of divination magic around it.
So then, after seeing that and spotting it, I'll go back to everybody else and I'll let them know.
Do you shut the door again?
Room. No, I'll leave it open.
Okay.
If she says anything about it, I'll be honest. I'll be like, painting in the other room. Might have people listening.
Well, I don't know what they would need to be listening for. We're just here enjoying my sister and her beautiful home.
Breathing.
My sister's company and her beautiful home.
Don't be crass.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I'd just rather us not say anything that we don't want anybody else to know.
It's how I operate most of the time.
Wait, do we do that often?
You guys don't.
DJ, give me what's a good check that I would want you to have to give me an insight check. I want you to try to determine the nature of the abjuration magic surrounding the painting.
Now,
abjuration is usually protection, correct?
Go ahead. What?
I was gonna say I don't want to be that guy, but maybe arcane would be a little better.
It's not to necessarily give him the spell. It's using his, like, if I were a thief, what would I want a magic item doing there with abjuration magic? But yeah, you could give me you can give me insight, arcane, something, and I'll give you.
I mean, I would be doing insight because, well, my skill check is better, but also, I would know that abjuration is some sort of protection, correct?
Hold on. What?
Abjuration is protection.
You said divination, right? That's what you were originally looking for.
Looking for divination. Yes.
And did I say abjuration around the painting?
You did, yes.
I meant divination. That's what you were looking for. That's what I meant to give you. Yeah, sorry, divination.
Okay. Yes. So then I would probably look at that and be like, "Hey, what's so divining about this?" Is she using to communicate between her and somebody in the painting? Does the painting shift? Gross. Terrible.
Rip.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll say the information that you just communicated is about what you would venture to guess.
Yeah.
So no new information gained there. Any last comments before she wanders back in?
Yeah. Is this like a chess game going on here?
Yeah.
Is it in like the middle of a game?
It does appear to be that way, and as you look at it and assess the table, it does not look like anybody's in a mate.
Does one side have like a clear advantage over the other?
I get really familiar with chess rules here really quick.
D&D question.
I'm looking at it. It looks like white has a clear piece advantage. Yeah, I think you'd say that white appears to be leading right now.
Okay. Riker wants to like assess the board and go on the side where black is and just make a move.
Okay. Give me a general intelligence check.
I know how to play chess.
Yeah, is that something? I mean, I would think from his background.
I grew up in a noble house. It kind of makes sense. I would learn.
Yeah, I would think from his background and his general interest of smarty pants things that he would probably have taken a liking to it.
Because if Arceus were to do that, she'd fuck up the game completely.
True.
She just take the other guy's king off like I win.
Not even.
She just move the horsey around the board.
True, that is exactly what she would do. Not even in the right pattern, just swirling it around, knocking pawns over.
So just like a general intelligence check.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Candy Mountain.
Sorry. Just thinking about
I'm going.
Jesus Christ!
Wait.
You're rolling like shit right now.
I'm going to flash a genius stat, make it a 15.
Okay, 15.
Fair.
Okay.
It's been a minute since you played chess.
Yeah.
You don't take any pieces in this move, but you do see a clear path to basically force white to give up their queen, which would put the game back in a more level playing field. And as you're finishing making the move and kind of glancing at the board, Larissa walks back in with a plate filled with the teas and the whiskey, and she says, "My butler and I, we play back and forth. We're rarely ever in a moment where we can sit down and play at the same time, so we just leave the game ongoing and have kind of a trust back and forth." And she comes over and hands you a cup of tea and stares down at the board for a minute. "I can never seem to beat him. You see any moves for Black?
Right. Riker will kind of just repeat what you said, basically like leveling the playing field a little bit.
Okay. And she soaks it in, and then spouts out some alphanumeric moves for what she would do in the future, and kind of nods and says, maybe you'll have to come over and play him sometime. I'm sure he'd be more happy to have somebody on his skill level.
Honestly, it's just a game that takes time and practice. But if you had me over, I would love to play a game. It's been years since I've actually played a full game.
I just might do that. I'll talk to him and see if he's interested. Who knows? We'll get another chess set made, and maybe you guys can keep a separate game going next to it. And then she hands out the whiskeys and the drinks, and then eventually makes her way to sit in the room. And any that venture towards the circular sun room can see that this doesn't have a traditional roof either. There appears to be a cloth that normally covers the top that has since been pulled back to show a glass dome ceiling. And staring up into the sky, you can see the stars as the clouds part and give you a good view of the night sky. And she just kind of, ever since I was a little girl, I would come in here and I would lay on the ground on this carpet and this rug and bunch up the pillows and just look at the sky, and it always brought me a sense of peace and calm. I never knew that I would be in a position like this.
Well, when you look up, what do you see now?
She looks up. Just see how small I am, how pointless it all seems sometimes. Sometimes I envy the Netherese, which is a weird thing to say, but they were one of the first to spell jam. It's something that you don't see very often here anymore. I don't know whether people lost their appetite for it, or those that had the appetite for it in the first place just left and never came back, but you don't often see people venturing into the space. What? Why did you do it? Why did you... Why did you choose to be heroes?
Choose?
Yeah, everyone has a choice. I mean, I don't know where you were or what you were doing, but you could have very easily just ran and told a guard, or I don't know, just sheltered at home.
Well, when you look at it from our perspective, my perspective, I can't speak for all of them, but when you spend enough years in the gutter getting kicked in the face, sometimes just running away just doesn't seem like the option anymore. and you just kind of face what's in front of you and deal with it differently.
She turns around and looks at you, and I don't know what that's like.
Well, I guess from my perspective, it's the world can be a really horrible, awful place, and honestly, if I have the power to make any kind of difference, I feel like I should.
You know, my family has a really shit reputation. The memorabilia in there are from generations ago. And she's kind of leaning around and pointing at the picture, and the gentleman on the left there in the leather armor, his name's Delman. It's who my father was named after. And he's a real asshole. Drunk.
Is that his armor that's in the case?
My father's? No. That's the Delman the First from 400 or so years ago. Heirlooms that are kept. You'll find the original symbols of royalty and the book that they swore to the crown, the purple dragon. It's like a scripture book of all the do's and don'ts of becoming a noble. Find all those over there. And the pens that they signed their documentation with. They've been passed down from generation to generation, and when we got this house, they've stayed here ever since. We've refurbished the place a couple times, but those always seem to stay. She looks over at you, Jack. I heard a lot of the others, or about a lot of the others at the tree, and being a noble and being involved in some of the briefings. I knew who was sent north into the desert, but you weren't one of them. How did you come to join this group?
I was not one of them, no. I am not one of the heroes of the realm. I am merely lucky enough to have joined their company very recently. We were mutually investigating the Black Boar that we mentioned earlier. And I met them through that. I'll note a couple things too. This is the first Jack has spoken since Lady Lance showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And he has not technically ever introduced himself to her by name on purpose. So
and she, do you hail from Arabelle?
I do not. I come from a village far away from here. And he kind of resigns him, like, you see a moment where he resigns himself to, I guess I'm not getting away with this. I'm not sure if you are familiar with my name. You might. My name is Sir Jack Dawes of Paladin Knight of Ilmater.
I'm not familiar, but it's pleased to meet you.
It is a pleasure. You asked why we all chose to be heroes. That's never a term I've ever called myself. You're right about having choices. We all have a choice. Let's just say I made a choice a long time ago that has set me on this path. We don't always like the choices we make in the long run, but we have to live with them. And it sounds like you may regret some of the choices your family has made in the past.
It's made... I don't know whether or not to call it a rise to fame or power or what, but it's made it really difficult. Maybe it would be easier if I was a drunk or... I don't know. What is it? Not a womanizer. What is it if you objectify men? Do they have a name for that?
There isn't a derogatory term for it because men joke about liking it.
Figures.
But to your actual point, it sounds like you wish you had less of a conscience.
I mean, I don't wish it, but it was sure as heck would have made things a lot easier. I would have fit into my family a lot more.
That is my point. I'm not saying you actually regret it. I was a bit more. I guess the word would be ironic, but I don't know. Point is, I have been someone who's walked on a path hoping to find redemption for a very long time. The first steps are always the hardest. But if you want to redeem your family, like it sounds like you might, the first steps may be the hardest.
Those are wise words. And it's about this time that Arsis, you and the guards eventually make your way back. And as you see them pulling the wagon around to the far side of the building, making their way to a tower that's kind of attached to the southeastern portion of the estate. Let me...
As we arrive, I'm going to ask Silver Cloak, Silver Hand, whatever his name is.
True Silver?
Yes. True Silver?
Yeah, True Silver.
I would ask her, what do you plan to do with it?
With the egg?
Yeah.
Probably have to talk to Lady Alance a little bit more. Ultimately, it's her authority. If it were me, I'd probably take it to the Stormhorns.
Only got about a week or so left.
Yeah, we can get there fast. But probably loose it to the wild. Maybe make sure that there's somebody there to feed it, keep it from coming into a village too early and snatching up children and...
So you're just gonna let it get big out there? Harder? Our dragons can't be tamed.
There's a lot of animals that can't be tamed, but we don't just go around killing them without cause. Some people do. They hunt them and sell their scales or their teeth, make daggers out of them.
Good eating.
Can't say that I've ever eaten dragon myself.
Oh, no, never done that either. I meant like the other animals you mentioned.
Oh,
Bears.
Gotcha, yeah. I think the most exotic animal that I've ever eaten is some sort of reptile, like an alligator or something.
I've never eaten alligator. They don't come up my way much, but definitely lizards and snakes. Insects if you get desperate.
Well, I don't know if I'd ever be desperate enough to eat a insect.
Oh, I'm sure you will be one day. If you ever had to be, you would be. They aren't bad. We'll crunch to them.
Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed that I'm not ever desperate enough to eat a bug.
Don't eat spiders. You never know. They're venomous. Poisonous. Some lizards too, though. Gotta watch out for.
I will keep that in mind. And you pull up to the tower, and they open up the door, and the two gentlemen, now three for the one that was already here, start unloading things into the tower. And give me a quick perception check, if you would, please, Miss Arsis, as you follow them over to the tower.
I got a nat 20.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
Now we got the
Someone's
rolls going.
rolling.
Nat 1 and then a nat 20, so.
All right. This is probably a 3-story tall tower. That's the first thing you see. There are no glass windows, but there are slits in the stone to allow the rooms to breathe and allow some natural light to make their way in. Just looking at the ground floor, you can see several crates already stacked inside and some barrels as well. Two main things catch your eye, though. A ladder going up, and also as you watch them take the egg off of the wagon and just happen to be standing on the right side of it, you can see that there is a large door on the floor. Kind of a little bit of a slope to it, but you can venture to guess that probably goes to an underground cellar or basement or something. That's as much as you gather from looking into the tower. I'll take it back. There is a little bit more. The door itself looks extremely reinforced with iron around the hinges that are bolted into the stone, the framing itself, and also the bands that reinforce the wooden portion of the body of the door as well.
This is unusual looking, not like necessarily a cellar, but like a prison, maybe?
The bottom floor doesn't look like a prison, but I will say that this seems extremely fortified, even for a noble's, even if it were a stash or something that you would want to keep out. There's no ordinary thief that's going to go through the trouble of trying to break into this place. This is going to take some extremely extreme skill or some real muscle to break into, or just having the key to the lock.
Yeah.
But you do gather that much. Once you see the egg get dropped off inside, do you stick around until the rest of it's unloaded, or do you try to venture to the house?
I guess I was invited for tea, so I'm gonna go find my friends.
One of the guards hears you and escorts you.
Is there a place to put Ardu?
Yeah. Let me. Stables are kind of full right now.
I'm gonna say that, and then Ardu's gonna basically come over here to the side of the house and just curl up right here and take a nap.
Yeah, the guy opens up the door to the stables and looks in, and he's like, "Oh shit! All the stalls are taken, so he can't go in there." And then just kind of sees him lay down, and part of him crushes the flower bushes that are on the front, just matting them down a little bit.
Shit, he'll roll in it like a dog would. Start rolling in the flower bed a little bit.
Yeah, on his back, just legs up. Yeah, for sure. And the guards just kind of shake their head. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I guess that works. He walks inside and he grabs a carrot, because he knows that's what he would normally give to a horse. And he hands it to you. He's like,
Thanks. I'll put it in my bag.
oh, it was more meant for... Never mind. And he goes back to...
Want it back? Like, what?
No. I was just giving in case you wanted to give your dragon a snack.
You do know what dragons eat, right?
I figured they'd eat pretty much anything. I know, like sheep or goats or cows or something. Dogs, children.
Jerky is fine. A steak would be a treat. But definitely carnivore. Meats.
Well, fresh out of meat, and pats his pockets. So
Get off from a finger. That's a joke.
and you can see him like looking around, very uncomfortable.
But I'll kind of giggle and walk on. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get the door for you, I guess. And he wanders over and opens up the door for you to be able to go in.
And I'll say something in Draconic to Ardu, just something like, I'll be back later, bring you something. And it'd be in Draconic, so it sounds really like creepy and shit.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't leave feeling better than when he first started talking to you. But as you come in, and you can see immediately the small dragon eggs dormant, laying in the chest.
And it's like a different, like the red dragon egg has like a life to it and like an internal fire. These ones probably look hollow and fragile.
And you can tell that they are nowhere near the size of, like, it's possible that they're not even dragon eggs, but they're ornamental. But you can hear laughter and not laughter. You can hear chatter coming from deeper in. Would you follow it to rejoin the rest of the group, or would you?
I would. I think I'd be really uncomfortable in this house, so I immediately try to look for people. My boots are muddy though, and I don't take them off.
You don't take them off?
Not take them off.
Okay.
For shame.
Keep my head.
You can see dirty prints left on the carpets, and eventually, like, by the time you get to the hardwood floor in the back room, a lot of the dirt has already been brushed off onto the rugs as you've wandered through. So you're no longer leaving feet print. But as you enter, she says, "Oh, good, you finished? Is everything loaded into the shed?"
Yeah, everything's fine.
You find anything crazy? Anything I should know about besides the dragon egg?
I was gonna say we found a dragon egg. That's pretty nuts for the city.
Huh.
I don't know.
Any drugs or I don't know, something wild? Like, could you imagine if there was like I don't know, like a necromancer or something, and you found all of their books, or like could you imagine if you found the Necronomicon or something?
I don't even know what that is.
Oddly specific.
Way too
certainly would be
specific.
odd.
I say this in character.
Are you expecting a necromancer in the city? Like, I've never met one personally. We found some soap. There was a couple vases. It looks like some food. There was some medicine. I barely looked though. You have to talk to your guard people. I didn't see nothing.
I'm sure that True Silver will give you a ledger of what was.
They didn't find a
Confiscated.
ledger. He told me that.
Well, I'm sure he'll put together a ledger for her.
I can't believe that there were smugglers right underneath of my nose this whole time.
Well, I'm gonna put this out here. When I came to go get the guards, they seemed like this was a daily occurrence. No big deal. Just another smuggler.
We'll
It's a
talk
pretty
about
big
that in the
city.
morning.
Not the first one we found either.
I know, but that's what my
Would've plopped
father
down and
did.
Put my dirty feet up on like something that's expensive.
It always okay. As you as
Up on the couch. It'll be awful. I hate it so much on the inside, but I'll put my dirty shoes on the couch.
okay, and she looks at you and thinks like a look rushes across her face like she's gonna correct it, and then she snaps out of it and realizes it's not worth it. And she says, when I was a kid, that's how my father made his wealth. And it always feels dirty when we find those type of things. I've tried to turn it around and use a lot of the wealth that we've gained to help the unfortunate or less fortunate. You know, I've dedicated a lot of the funds into procuring food for the shortage and things like that. So anytime we find these type of smuggling rings, it always, feel like I've tried to do my personal best to root it out. I'm sure as hell make sure my father's not doing anything like that anymore. So to just
You've
find
been
it,
given a big task here.
and I think that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's become apparent to me, and I mean this with no disrespect to the crown, but somehow they have fostered an environment that is ripe for corruption.
Yeah.
And I don't know who I can trust. And I don't even fully know if I can trust you yet. But to know that you gave yourself so freely to the betterment of the realm when you fought Zugmoy, and you for rooting out the bandits and Arabelle on your own accord, I feel like
I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna tell you right now that we all have personal stakes in those situations. Dougmoy was attacking my family. We had to stop it. Arabelle, Sammy's family was in danger. We had to stop it. I think you might be putting a lens on us that isn't real. We just happened to be on the same caravan at the same time. A few weeks ago. We were to like each other. Stick around, hang out.
I see.
But you know, we have taken up Marsember as our home. I think that gives us skin in this game, right?
I don't know about.
I live in a city. This one ain't that bad.
I do kind of enjoy living, and living easier is always worth it. So, if there's a way to make it more fair for everybody else, then I'm all for it. There's something that you saw.
Yeah. I think I might have a relatively good lead on where our caravans that are being ambushed coming across from Sembia are being taken to. I overheard a conversation from my father.
Former smuggler.
I feel like I can't keep my eyes on him all the time.
We could decap him for you. Make him slower.
I don't know how the rest of the noble houses would feel about us becoming Larissa's thugs.
It's not... Let's just say, if I had some intel that led you to the right place at the right time, you wouldn't be wearing any sort of insignia saying that you belong to me. But if I were to just happen to pass along conversation during our talks that aided you, and you already seem that you're, the wheat the flour that you found underneath of the island from the Zentarim, and now this warehouse of smuggling, you're already doing your own vigilante work. I don't see what would be wrong with me transferring a little bit of information, rumors that I might have heard, to allow you to continue your efforts.
I could see a situation where that would be mutually beneficial for us all.
Okay.
Plus more excuse to see you.
That's true. Don't think that we're still not on for dinner. This is not to take place of that, though I am putting out my feelers now for how you would feel about the situation, but I intend to have more concrete information when we next meet, and I was hoping that you might be able to check it out for me. When Purple Dragon Night patrols wander throughout Cormyr, people talk. It's hard to catch people when you're walking around with big shiny suits of armor and war wizards. But you guys, Heroes of the Realm, people might not necessarily associate you one-to-one with the crown. Besides, you don't wear any markings that would say that you work directly for the crown, so who knows, maybe a lie or two might be able to persuade some people. You might be able to get information a little bit easier than what our guards could. She sits back and takes a sip of her tea and looks up at the stars. But anyways, I don't know if I've kept you all here too long. I'm sure you have a bed to get home to. But thank you for apprehending the suspect, at least one suspect, at the warehouse, and allowing us to confiscate the goods.
What do you plan to do with the egg?
I don't have much experience in dragon eggs. I don't know. What should I do with it?
Definitely can't stay in the city.
This might sound...
Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Do you think it would be frowned upon if I sold it?
To who?
Who are you gonna sell it to?
I've heard stories from my father of Westgate that they would do these fighting rings, and they would have people and beasts alike fight. I'm sure if they could...
You do realize you're sounding awfully something familiar to what your father used to do, smuggling in things.
No. This wouldn't be smuggling. It would be a legal trade. I'm gonna sell it, and the coin would go into the coffers of the crown. I'm not gonna keep it for personal wealth.
You'd be dooming that thing. Terrible life. It's a mercy to kill it. You know dragons are intelligent, right? They aren't based like a cow or chicken. Red dragons do have a mean streak to them and cannot be tamed. So either it grows up in that fighting pit you're talking about and then ends up destroying everybody and killing hundreds of thousands of people, or it has a miserable, terrible life until it dies.
Why not just take it up to the Stormhorns? Drop it, see if it survives. We found a dragon up there that I would not want to re-encounter. Thank goodness we killed it, but it doesn't seem like they come down here that often anymore.
I don't know. I could.
It would be out of your hands without anything on your conscience.
I don't know. I suppose you're right. I was just trying to think of... Who am I to complain to you? Obviously, I am very fortunate, and I am fortunate to be raised in an extremely wealthy household to be able to donate as much as I have to the city. I was just hoping that these coins could be used in the city's coffers to alleviate the burden on my personal wealth, at least for a moment. But I can see to your point that it would likely suffer. And while I don't share similar empathy for the dragon kind, it's clear that you do, and there are probably many more like you, and it might not be the best PR for me to sell the egg. So I guess we'll likely just release it into the wild. She looks at you, Arsis. Do you believe her?
Nope. I literally just messaged Rin. I was like,
Not even an inside check.
Just
Just
sell it
no.
anyways.
No.
But I'm not gonna fight her on it anymore. I just don't believe her.
My point was asking to see if you were hiding your disbelief, but it sounds like you are not. You can
You can see right on my face that I think she's full of it, but I'm not gonna say a word. I also have to go to the bathroom.
No, you're fine. We're at our midway point. We can take a quick 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Break time.
Peggy!
Sorry to be your contentious one.
No, you are good.
Jack's one over here trying to be philosophical and not helping in the slightest. So
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you would reveal your true power level and tell her where you were from.
Jack's one of those, oh, she doesn't immediately know who I am. I'm not gonna talk about it. I will note he was also looking because I assume Sammy mentioned about the divination in the painting.
To you, but not to him. Or not to her, I mean.
Right, yeah, no, it was more like while he was saying his name out loud, he's like glancing over at that thing, like wondering, who else is listening, connected to the family. That's all.
No, perfectly fair.
It's mentioned to us that this is your half-sister, so there's probably a blind spot in our sister's mind about the way Ren treats her. But she's trying to give her a chance. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't say anything when I was like, nah, we all have personal stakes. We're not fucking heroes. Charlie?
I mean, yeah, no, she was talking about wanting, like how much of a bastard her ancestors were. Jack, I literally put Jack's token where I did because I think he's just wallflower, trying not to show how much he's staring directly at her. Like every word that she says, he's just very carefully absorbing and
Doesn't understand how much
processing.
danger she's actually in right now. She says the wrong fucking thing.
Not like that. Jack's
Yeah.
not nearly that unhinged. He did squint his eyes, but she's like, should I sell the egg? He's like,
We all did that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Every
know.
single
And
person's reaction
that's
was like,
why
no.
it wasn't like that's why I didn't note it, because I'm like, everyone has the same reaction.
No, I was waiting for someone to say, "Yeah, that's a great idea."
Sure, yeah, let's just slip back into that smuggler role a little bit at a time. There you go. Just dip the
It's
toe in
like-
there.
I hear you monetarily, but like that's a bad idea. I like that we also had the exact same reaction to the necromancy shit.
This is my Bubbles cup, so it says Bubbles.
Yeah, that too. That's also like, that's just a little red flag in the back of my mind. Like,
It's like-
that was-
Oddly specific, Larissa. Why?
You mentioned
Why
it
did
in
that come
the
up?
book.
Why?
I think that, though, if she asked Arsis about it, and Arsis actually has no clue about it, because when you all found that, she was off getting guards. So I was actually genuinely like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
No.
So now we need to make sure that she doesn't
The
get
necromancy
those
shit was
books.
upstairs before we went down and fought the snake lady.
That was all Jack. Arsis wasn't involved in any of that stuff.
We were all in the room. We kicked what's his face out of there.
But
Was
Arsa
that
stayed
correct?
outside with the guy.
Did you stay outside with him?
Yeah.
I think so, because I think Artie was playing around with the one guy.
Okay.
I mean,
Or wait,
no matter
maybe
what,
she.
I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, maybe she
but, like,
she
I
didn't.
don't know if Jack was all like, "Look what I found!" as soon as he found it in the middle of that thing. Like I felt like he was, "Oh shit, what's this?" And
Shoved it in his pack.
we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, so
we haven't even had a chance to look at
figured
it.
Arsis
or
would
pick
play
it out
dumb.
or
Like she just
anything.
doesn't pay enough attention. She pays
That's
attention
true.
to what everyone's doing, but it just doesn't like care enough to be like, "What is that?"
Yeah, fair. Okay, I'll go back and listen to that later. It's
I might be wrong. I honestly
1:45
felt
on
like-
63.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't engaged in that particular moment. So
All right. As the conversation about the egg seems to come to a stalemate, not a super satisfying resolve for resolution, she sees your look of distrust, Arsis, and she says, "I promise, I won't personally take it to the Stormhorns, but I'll give the order. You make a valid point." And she stands up and walks over and takes what I assume to be an empty teacup away from you, Miss Rin, and
Nice.
Riker, and continuing around. Well, it is getting late. You know where I live now, so if you ever need anything or you're ever in the area, don't hesitate to stop by. I might not always be here, but if it's the daytime, my housekeeping typically is. I guess I'll walk you to the door then. And she proceeds to walk you out of the estate. And as you get past the threshold, she's kind of leaning on the door. Thanks again for taking care of that issue on the wharf. And she says in like a playful tone, "The city is now safer because of you." And then I don't know where that came from. That was dumb. Went over better in my head. Have a good night, and I'm sorry your place got trashed.
we're making it work. It's better than most of us have ever had, so.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Have a good night.
Also, it should be fixed by now, anyways.
And as you finish your goodbyes, she slowly creaks the door shut and closes the curtains on either side of the door, kind of closing things up.
Keeps us out.
Rin will just look back with fondness as they leave.
So it was nighttime when we started. It was like early evening when we started this whole jaunt.
Yeah,
How late is it now?
it's probably about midnight now.
Okay, so do we still want to be up early to go meet the Zentrum at the temple?
If I'm being honest, not really, but if you feel like we need to, I'm sure we can make it happen.
It's already been a couple days. The lead might be cold now, but if we don't get on it sooner rather than later, we'll miss any opportunity.
You're not wrong. I would be okay with a short rest, but
I'm
I
sure
don't
we
know.
could do 6 hours sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, that's still not enough for me to get back to normal. I'm still, and she like gestures to like her fat lip and her like big bruise on her arm. Like, I'm still not doing great. I'm not gonna lie.
What time did we have to be at the temple again? Was it before sunrise?
Mm-hmm.
DM, when is sunrise?
Is it winter or summer?
Well,
I need it exact to the minute. No, to the second.
how close to the pole are we?
What's the sun's name?
My God.
Since we're kind of in the
11 a.m.
in the middle of spring or towards the tail end of spring, I'm gonna say that it is about 6:30 for sunrise.
Ooh.
I imagine either way you're walking towards your home.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
so
Miss Rin, if you want to stay back, I think we'd all understand.
Oh, I'm coming for all the adventures. How else am I supposed to write all about you guys later? And she like
Good point.
plays her lute a little bit. Songs, I mean.
Well, I can't
survive.
argue with that.
And if I don't, well, I guess you all have to bring me back. So
Alrighty.
fine. I think we can manage that.
Making your way back home, you find the outside has been scrubbed free of any of the graffiti, and the inside is relatively well patched up. You find a note from Tilo on the dining room table saying that new furniture is scheduled to be delivered in the morning. Is there anything that you would like to do before you gain your benefits of your short rest?
Rin would like to do one thing.
Okay.
She would like to take the ledger from the Black Boar and compare it with the handwriting on the like, what was the note that like came with the necromancy book? Like, hope this helps with your side project or something.
Mm-hmm.
she would want to compare like the handwriting of those two things to see if there's any obvious connection or something.
Okay.
She'd probably just be out like at the kitchen table doing it.
Let's see. You can give me a perception check. Yeah, you can give me a perception.
Okay.
Okay. Relatively small sample size on the handwriting from the necromancy bundle. But combing through the ledger and looking at the handwriting, you don't find any similarities.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to do? Anybody gonna?
I imagine while Rin is trying to make connections, she just hears the sound of like clanking and whirring coming from Riker's room.
What is Riker doing in there?
I don't know. You gotta go investigate, man.
We would 100% knock on his door if she was hearing a bunch of clanking and whirring while she was looking at handwriting.
Riker opens it up, says, "Oh, hey, is there something you need?"
I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. You're still up, and what are you getting up to?
You look in his room, just on like a desk, you see like 3 coffee cups just like there. And he says, well, I know our place was, broken into and trashed and all that. And I had an awesome idea to have, I don't know, like a guard almost while we're not here.
Brilliant.
I don't want to show you until it's finished. It should be finished, I don't know, by the time everyone else is up, so.
I can't wait to see it. And Rin will give him a pat on the shoulder like, hell yeah, man, and put yourself to bed.
Anybody else doing anything before the morning?
Probably play around with that flask that I found for a minute and then stuff it back into my pocket. Get a little shut-eye.
To be clear about the size of the flask, it's rather hefty. It's more equivalent to like an army canteen. You're probably not putting that thing in a pocket.
I'll put it in my backpack then.
Yeah, backpack or attached to like a pouch on the side of your a belt or something. But yeah, definitely not shoving it in a pocket. Okay. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw. Wait, is it a saving throw? Yes, saving throw, please.
Yeah.
DC 10.
Oh, Arsis.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Arsis.
Yeah.
All of you save. No levels of exhaustion going out for missing this long rest.
Take your short rest.
Yeah, take a short rest, regain any HP that you need to do by rolling your hit die.
Oh yeah, can I? Sorry, like there was one thing I was gonna do, like purely mechanical. I'm gonna use Harness Divine Power. Lets me use Channel Divinity to get a first level spell slot back.
Sure.
That's all. And then I get the Channel Divinity back on the short rest.
Rin, does your temporary hit points say that they're good until a short long rest, or just standard rules?
We've done this before, and I can't remember what the answer is.
If it doesn't say anything, it's for a long rest. If it's a short rest, then it has to say it in the words. 'Cause standard rules is long rest.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Then that means
Sweet.
they're good.
Long rest.
Long rest.
Okay.
Since I still have temporary hit points from that last fight.
Same.
There we go.
Okay. As you all sorry.
Wakey, Johnny boy.
Yeah, as I was thinking about you
that.
guys waking up, I was thinking about taking a nap, and it made my brain need to yawn. As you guys wake up from your extremely short nap, the sun not yet risen outside, the only light in the streets, just the glow from the hanging lamps. The place is relatively quiet. The Rose and the children are still sleeping as you all are moving around to head to the deep greenhouse, which is number 6 on the Marsember map.
Oh, John, just before we do that, yeah, Riker, so mechanically the way that this is going to work, Riker's making a homunculus infusion to watch over the house while we're not there.
Okay. Homunculus. So you just have a little servant?
Pretty much, yeah.
What's it look like?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask, what does your
Yeah,
homunculus servant look like?
It is a mechanical, or like very much like a steampunk with like all the cogs and gears, owl.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because turns out this thing has a fly speed, so I thought that'd be appropriate. So I'll just have like perched in like a corner, just like almost like a security camera, just like watching.
Okay. Very, very covert. It would be hard to recognize it for what it is to the outward, just random. Mechanically, how does it communicate? How does it notify intruders?
So I don't think it can communicate with me like long distance, but like I can give it a command and it will follow that command.
Okay. What command do you give it before you leave today?
Well, the command would be any intruders that are not us. Well, no, we're getting furniture delivered. Fuck.
Anybody that breaks anything?
Yeah, anyone that.
Oh, because then my brothers and my sisters, they're little hellions.
Well, I'll tell them to avoid the owl then. Like, I guess just.
Like telling Sam to stay out of the basement. It just doesn't work.
It did though. He didn't go in the basement
Yet.
He will next
Oh,
time.
wait, I can make an exception. So,
Or like tomorrow.
so like anyone that's not, the group and Sammy's family, and anyone that is breaking or stealing anything in our house to attack.
Okay. So that I was wondering what the consequences are. The bird will attack anybody that's deemed an intruder.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, got it. All right. And just for the record, Sammy, I would have allowed you to go to the basement, but there was no map created for it yet, or for the upstairs, so you wouldn't have been able to find what I know you genuinely want to find.
What do
So-
I genuinely want to
Non-con.
find, sir? You act like
Rubble.
you know me.
Literally trouble.
Yeah.
Get locked up in another prison.
I know you want what's down there. You just don't know it yet.
Oh,
He,
God.
he wants to
Oh.
fuck around because he really wants to find out.
John,
Probably-
don't encourage him.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Do you notify anybody else of your homunculus before you leave?
Yeah, everyone pretty much just in the house, assuming that
It's
they're
an
awake.
announcement. It's a whole reveal. There's like a sheet he pulls off the bed, be like, ta-da!
Yeah, the mother, Rose, and the children are still sleeping before you guys leave. They're not going to wake up at 6:30 for no reason.
Yeah, but I guess for the group, then
Okay.
I will absolutely let them know.
All right, they know. Maybe even leave a little hand-scrawled note. Be like, "Don't fuck with the mechanical owl, please."
Oh,
Begging you.
but guys, I have a request. I don't have a name for it yet, so I need
Bo,
help.
Boobo, Boobo, Boobo,
Boobo.
Bubo?
Boobo.
Bubo?
B-U-B-O, Boobo.
I'd be fine with Bubo.
The name from Clash of the Titans. The gif I put in the
It's a meta.
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Boobo. It's a callback. Well, my age is showing, but
You know what? I like it. Yeah. I can name it Bubo.
Okay.
the 1980s Clash of the Titan movie had a mechanical owl. His name was.
Oh, what? Not the remake in the 2000s?
That was cool.
Boobo stands guard while you all venture to the deep greenhouse. As you make your way to the island, and you're on the same street as the temple, you can see kind of standing out amongst the normal houses, a small pillared facade of the temple. It's an open, almost more like a pavilion, where inside you can see only one or two people standing. A large sculpture carved out of stone of waves crashing, and a small fountain in front of it where they kneel in prayer. How do you approach?
Do we just go in the front door, maybe?
I don't see why not. It's a public space.
After all, maybe we're going to pray.
I tuck my symbol of Ilmater just a little bit more, like in the folds of my armor and clothes, just so it's not immediately. Oh wait, it's on my shield. Fuck.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Hark would
oh, well.
have walked in and convinced them that he needed a fourth god. It's fine. Just do that.
If I have the confidence that Herc does.
Channel it today.
All right. It's on a big fake smile, and it looks really weird. It's like,
Turn down the channel. Turn.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right now that's about like a 10. I think we wanted more like down to a 6.
got it. I'm just a visiting paladin from another god. I don't think Ilmater and Umberly really get along, but
Oh no, they
I'll figure
they
it
certainly
out.
don't.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, no.
You could also just let Rin do the
I was
talking.
being slightly facetious. I know they definitely don't.
You just let Miss Rin do the talking. You could be a hired bodyguard, or if we need a story,
I talk my way out of plenty.
Or maybe you can
figure
like
it out.
say that you're a convert.
I'm not gonna do that. I'll figure it out in the moment.
Sammy will probably slink away and just kind of pace the outside of the area, look for any other entrances or anything like that.
Okay.
He'll shoot the occasional message to, we'll go with Rin. You'll hear the occasional update about what I'm seeing around the outside of the building.
As you slink away, you immediately see, as you're walking around the back, that there appears to be an open archway leading away from the temple, paved stone path that leads to the cliff face of the island. That's, you're definitely, I don't know, 12 or so feet above sea level at this point, and you can see a path that leads down. And now that you're here, you start to remember the description that was given to you by the bard, that it would be just beyond, like, that it was a fenced walk down path, and you can see that the fence is closed at the point, and you can see that there is another smaller temple that is down on the cliff face, allowing the waves to splash up onto the side, and you can see the green tile from the entryway and the sea facing side of the building covered in barnacles. You get the feeling that the temple up top isn't for the most devout.
And this smaller temple that's beyond the archway, is it exposed? Like, do I have to be out in the open in order to approach it, or is there things that I can just like walk by that I could hide behind if I need to?
It would be incredibly difficult to walk by this. It would be hard for two people to stand shoulder to shoulder on this path that is leading down the side of the cliff face to the entrance of this temple. And there does not appear to be any vegetation or any cover. It's kind of like one switchback, and then you're along the bottom, and even when there's a high wave, it's splashing up onto the walking path itself.
Okay. I will probably shoot one last message to Rin about that, and then I would try to make my way to the smaller temple.
Okay, we'll jump back up to the people that are, as you diverged off to the right side of the building, walking around the back, they walked into the front, and as you see the two people that were kneeling with their backs turned towards you, one slender, very almost frail looking woman with glass charms around her wrist walks over to the side and pulls out from a small box next to a table. She pulls out a small rabbit and produces from her from one of her side pockets a dagger and walks it over to the altar in which that they were praying at, and she cuts the rabbit and allows the blood to spray as it writhes in her hands frantically for a moment before it dies, and you can hear her chanting in some Aquan language as she cleanses the altar. She sees you approach, and you can see a small look of disgust creep across her face, as if you shouldn't be there. But she doesn't address you. She just returns to the kneeling position. How do you proceed?
Forward.
Okay, as you enter and you are within 5 or so feet from behind the two people that are kneeling, praying before the fountain, now contaminated with the blood of the rabbit, the corpse discarded off to the side, some flies already starting to gather around the corpse. You can hear somehow, as if it's magnified inside the temple, the sounds of the waves crashing. You are close to the sea, but the sea's not this active. You wouldn't be able to hear the waves crashing this hard from, a couple dozen feet inland. But you hear it loud in here, as if somehow this wave sculpture is finding a way to amplify the noises.
I would be looking for any private conversations or people who aren't members of the temple that are kind of congregating around, noting that the waves make it really easy to have those kind of private conversations.
Yeah. Looking around, because this is kind of an open air pavilion style temple where anybody can come and gather, at the moment this early in the day, it is just the two people, and they both appear to be in relatively official garb, if there is such a thing, bearing the crest of the Wave Mother. You don't see anybody that would typically just be a regular patron, like a sailor or just a random passerby. The two people that are here do appear to be, let me see, one man and one woman. They both appear to be priests, wearing flowing robes. The woman wearing a sort of seafoam green, and the man wearing a typical white.
I think Rin would kneel near to them, to act as if in prayer, to see if just by being closer to them she can get a sense of are they finding some way to communicate with each other in case they're priests but also Zentrim or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me a perception check.
Happy to.
Okay. With a 15, you kneel behind them, relatively close, on the tiled floor, listening. And Arceus is right. The way the waves echo throughout this pavilion, it would make it relatively difficult to overhear quiet conversations. However, even though your head might be bowed, you still keep your eyes raised, looking for any signs of communication. And you don't appear to...
Lips, Can't you read lips?
Not
This
if
is
the heads are
weird.
facing away from me.
And speaking a different language.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. That was a good question.
Yeah.
As you're looking up at them, you do see that the woman who made the sacrifice, she does ever so slightly cock her head to the side to try to see if she can see if you're all still standing there out of her peripheral. And as she does so, you can see her body raises as she's taking a deep breath. And then she stands, slowly turns to see Rin kneeling and the rest of you. Were you kneeling as well, or were you just standing patiently behind her?
Not kneeling.
Yeah, Riker's just kind of standing there, not entirely sure what to do.
Same.
Okay.
Kind of watching the entrance.
She turns to you all. Her voice raspy. Welcome to the deep greenhouse. Would you like a simple prayer and a saltwater mark for 1 silver piece? It will protect you from the horrors that lurk in the depths of the ocean.
You know, I was stabbed 6 times last night by a snake demon. I think I could use a prayer, actually. And she says that fully straight-faced.
Here, as a gesture of goodwill from one of another faith to this one, let me pull out 1 gold and say, let me buy me and all my companions a blessing.
I'm sorry. A blessing for an entire crew is 5 gold pieces.
How about less than 10 individual blessings for 1 silver each, which is 1 gold?
You see, it doesn't work that way. Had I known that you were a crew to begin with, I wouldn't have recommended just a simple prayer. It wouldn't be effective. You have to bless the whole crew. Only one person that's in a crew, if they're only blessed, that doesn't protect the entirety. But now it's a more complicated prayer. We could just do a full-blown drowning rite if you would like. That's 25 gold pieces.
I see the very loose facade behind the hostility, and I'm just like meeting it with a full just, oh, I don't think that's necessary. That might be a little bit too much for us. I appreciate it though. Thank you for your hospitality. Maybe we will just hold off on the crew blessing then. We'll take our chances. Let the ocean have at us, I suppose.
You're brave.
I'm gonna enter the price for the Rin blessing.
Rin can buy her own blessing.
I know, but I can do it for you.
1 silver piece.
Yep. I only have a gold. I don't have any silver. 10 copper. I can give her 10 copper instead. Never mind.
Ooh, that's better. It's like
10
paying in
copper.
pennies.
10 copper.
It's about this time I would say, during the conversation. Sammy, who would you have directed your message towards?
They're all going to Rin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll hear everything as long as I'm within 120 feet. But then beyond 120 feet, then nothing happens.
Our walkie-talkies aren't powerful enough.
Please, DJ, get a stronger walkie-talkie.
Hey, I'm a rogue first. I'll work on my walkie-talkie stuff afterwards.
We have some sending stones in our bag, but we haven't really dealt with all that yet.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't have time to think.
Yeah.
As you hand her the 10 copper, she looks at it and then, like, absent-mindedly just tosses it into the fountain. And as you look over into the fountain, it is littered with coins. And she comes up to you and squats down in front of you, Ren, as you're knelt, and she grabs you by the side of your head. Come closer. And she kind of drags you, and you're just kind of scooting along closer towards the fountain. And she dips her thumb into the water. You're lucky you got here when you did. It was freshly cleansed with the blood of a land creature. And she takes it, and you can see the water with a pinkish hue as she takes it and touches it to your forehead. And she says, Queen of the Depths, still your wrath around this one and offer her safe passage on her journey. And then she kind of looks at you. Yep, that'll do it. You're safe now.
It's lovely that it's that easy.
Yeah, when you're working with Umberly, you pay the right price, and she watches over you.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, Arsis. Thank you.
Yesterday was rough. Don't blame you.
Is that really why you came, just for one of you to get blessed?
We're new to the city. We've been walking around exploring. Mornings are when things are quiet, so, you can find more interesting things sometimes.
We're not a sideshow, you know.
I never said you were.
This isn't some tourist stop. You've been marked.
I'm aware, and I
Go ahead.
I understand that is an important thing.
You should come back again tomorrow.
Something special happening tomorrow?
We have our first drowning of the month. It's quite a sight to behold.
What goes into the drowning?
Well, there's not a lot to it. We typically hold them underwater until they drown.
They being?
Initiates into the house of the Deep Green House, shrine to Umberly. She watches over the drowned, more so than those that just pay their tithes or what have you for the temporary blessings. That's only good for today, by the way.
I'll take it.
Okay. While you are within a mile of the sea, you gain the benefit of bless.
Nice.
Damn. Worth it.
Just for today, though.
Yeah.
John, while that was going on, could I have been ritually casting detect magic? I want to see if there's anything else going on in here.
Yeah. During the 10 minutes that Sammy was exploring around the back trying to find an entrance to the deeper shrine and Rin going through this ritual, you find 2 instances of illusion magic. One surrounded around the wave statue in the center of the pavilion itself, and then another tied towards a wall. Yeah, that's what you find. Do you do anything to investigate the wall itself during this time?
So 2 things. I will I'll message Jack and well, I want to do everyone, but I'll start with Jack and just say, hey, illusion magic wall over there.
Is it like in our heads only messaging, or is it like?
Yeah, in your head.
Oh, great. Just kind of looks back at the wall and then just looks back at Riker. Fake wall.
Maybe. Going to investigate.
Got it.
And I'll get closer to the wall, kind of just like, I'm still kind of pretending like I'm looking around, but I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, and I'll try and like step up a little bit and be like, it's an interesting blessing. Is the seawater specifically required for the blessing, or is the blood more important? And like tries to engage her a little bit just to give Riker more of a window.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely able to distract her as she goes on a tangent about it's not even so much the sea. It's more the priest or priestess that bestows the blessing. The water itself is just a component, but we could use any water. We could use it from a tap at a tavern if we had to. Just sprinkle a little bit of salt in it and it'll do just fine.
So bar salt and soda water would work just as well. So fascinating. Anyway, yeah, no, that's all it is back and forth. He's just engaging as long as possible so Riker can do stuff.
Yeah, Riker, with the understanding that this is definitely illusion magic, you're able to see through the illusion, and as you approach it, all it takes is a little bit of your hand to brush up against the wall, or lack thereof. It looks real. It even has this sense of resistance when you first touch your fingers to it. But with the knowledge of it being an illusion and pressing even just a little bit harder, it dissolves to your mind's eye and you feel confident that you would be able to pass through without issues.
I will pass through without issues.
As the one priest with their head bowed into the fountain, the other with their back turned, those of you that are facing the wave shrine and the wall off to the left, that you can just see Riker, a hand out, touches it, gives himself a little nod, and then just swoop, slurps right into the wall. The priestess Are you sure I couldn't bless your whole crew? And now that she says your whole crew, she looks around. Where'd your friend go with the one with the bird mask?
He just stepped out.
I look around, feigning like I'm trying to find him. Oh, he has some bowel problems sometimes. He politely excuses himself. He wouldn't want to soil your beautiful temple here.
First I'm hearing about. Wonder if he ate some bad fish at that restaurant last night.
He keeps
That's
it pretty
probably what
private,
it was.
Arsis.
And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. We all have upset tummies sometimes.
Well,
Never
for you
eat a
maybe,
lizard
but
with a red stripe on its back. Never ever.
Well,
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, even though, we have some other members of our crew that are not here either, so it wouldn't be a full blessing. Maybe if we all come back here, we'll pay the 5 gold for the crew's blessing.
perhaps tomorrow to see the drowning.
Oh yes, of course. Maybe, that's not a bad idea.
I lean over to that right.
We'll see.
and she grabs your hands, Ren, and kind of pulls you up, and she gets really like uncomfortably close to your face, and she whispers, after 5 blessings in a row, you can take the drowning rite for initiates if you would like. Must be 5 consecutive days of blessing.
Skin MLM'd.
Yeah. Level 2, we get your thetan levels.
I think I'm gonna say after 5, you get the 6th one free. She gives you a little stamp card.
And for only a monthly payment of 25 gold.
Drew.
And Rin just like really smiles at her like, wow, that's incredible. I'll have to consider it. She's not gonna consider it.
Arceus has a very bad poker face.
She releases your hands. And then, well, I should tend to the corpse. And she walks over and picks up the rabbit by its ears and... Either of you two like land animals?
I'll take it.
As the blood is still slowly trickling onto the clean white floor, she hands it to you.
And I'll run it outside and throw it at Ardu.
Just chomps it, fur,
Thanks, buddy.
bones, and all. Just,
Yep.
just eats it.
A horse-sized dragon, a rabbit ain't nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Keeping in mind that Sammy had told you about the additional path down the back of the shrine, down the sea, to another temple. And also that Riker had walked through the illusion wall.
3-way split.
What do you do, guys?
Rin would ask probably, would you mind if we just continue to wander around? It's so beautiful here, and especially in the peace of the morning.
I will say, this is a very small shrine up here. Had you not been actively engaged in conversation, it would have been extremely difficult to just meander through the illusion wall. Especially a group of you. As you're looking around behind the wave sculpture, it kind of another 10 feet, and there's a wall with a large archway leading out the back to where Rin, you would know Sammy is patiently potentially patiently waiting at the gate. Nope. Okay. Where he last was when he messaged you.
You lost Sammy at the word
Bless it.
patiently.
So with that understanding, what are you doing? You've told her that you're going to wander around, but just given the size and the location of this wall, it's going to be very difficult to try to stealth into it without being seen.
Oh, Rin was gonna try and go down towards where Sammy is.
Okay.
But also maybe contact Riker to make sure that he knows that we're going down, and if he needs to have an escape to like let us know.
Do I get that, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, how thick is the wall?
That's not even necessary. Let me see.
Oh.
So message
Message
doesn't
5e.
necessarily. It can go around corners and shit. So
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
was just
need
pulling
a
up the
direct line of
message.
path.
Yeah, unless there's magical silence.
You can cast a spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier. Okay.
Okay.
It's not magical silence. Okay. Yeah. You are able to receive the message.
Cool.
Okay. Riker. As
Yeah.
you pass through the illusion, you are immediately greeted with a circular paved ramp downwards. By circular, I meant spiral.
Okay.
Probably the walkway a little bit more than shoulder width. You're only going to be able to fit one person at a time in this stairwell, heading in any direction. There is a lit torch that is giving off enough light for you to see. Making your way down, you eventually get to the bottom, and you can tell that the floor and the walls are moist. And as you get to the floor, you can see puddles, just kind of stale water that are sitting along the ground. The torch now illuminating a long, dark hallway. You can't see any door at the end of it from your current perspective. There is just the torch in the sconce. And a stone corridor that doesn't appear to have any doors on either side, and you cannot see the end of this passage in front of you.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't be able to see it unless I cast dancing lights.
You could cast dancing lights and send your globes as far as you would like.
Yeah. Let me look at the range of those really quick.
I want to say it's like 120 feet or some shit like that.
It's 120 feet. Dang. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of I stand back just like at the bottom of the stairs and I send my dancing lights forward.
It takes almost the full range for this to get to what you can see. A door at the end. You can hear echoing inside of the hallway. Murmurs. The voices are traveling. They're talking about the drowning tomorrow. Outside of that, you don't see or hear anything else. How do you proceed?
Okay. Very I just very cautiously proceed forward. I'll go to where I'll get closer to the dancing lights, and I apologize. You said that there was like pretty much like was it a door there?
Yeah, it's just a single door. And as you get closer to the dancing lights, you can see on either side of the wall, just right up to the door, are hooks. And it appears that there are sets of clothing that are hanging on these hooks. And as you're making a quick examination, there's all clothing here. Shirts, pants, and you even see what look to be underwear kind of folded and laid over top of the clothes on top of the hook.
Is it consistent with what like the priest was wearing? Like color scheme wise?
The clothes themselves have the consistency of commoners' clothes. You get a feeling that whatever they were wearing are being hung up here, and they probably changed or maybe naked beyond this wall.
Okay. Riker will go up to the door and press his ear against it, see if he can make anything out like clearly.
When they're talking about the drowning rite, they're talking about needing a large land mammal to bring to sea to sacrifice as an offering to Umberly for the new initiate for tomorrow. Outside of that, there doesn't appear to be any other conversation that you can pick up. Like, that's all they're talking about.
Okay. Now, does it sound like they're like right beyond the door, or does it sound like it's at least like a little further away?
You get a feeling that if you open this door, there's going to be people on the other side. And from what you can gather, listening to the voices, there's probably about 3 of them.
Okay. Gotcha. Is there a keyhole I can peek through?
Yeah, there's a keyhole you can peep through.
Can I peep through it?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
It's just normal, not an advantage or disadvantage.
Nope, I don't see anything.
Okay. I will say with a 5. At first, you don't see anything. It's dark. You can't really... You would have assumed with the lights that you had on your side that there would have been light on the other side as well. And after looking into it for a little bit, trying to see if your eyes can adjust enough for you to be able to see, maybe even dimming the lights of your dancing lights behind you, you see something coming into focus. An object that was blocking the keyhole from that side seems to have shifted and is now moving away from you. And you see the bare naked ass of what appears to be a half-orc.
Perfect natural 1 perception check. All you see are dirty cheeks.
Yeah, you were staring into the abyss. Literally.
But didn't stare back at me.
The singular eye was staring directly. No, I'm just kidding. But
the
yes, yes.
It whispers through the keyhole.
Yes, it whispers through the keyhole, and it smells sour. It is sulfuric.
It's unfortunately Herkstad.
Oh shit!
It was awful.
All right. And the hallway leading up to this door, was there anything on either side, or was it just plain wall?
It was smooth stone. You could tell that it was manufactured. They didn't just tunnel it out and leave it bare. It looks like it's been fortified to be a long-standing route to go between the two shrines.
Okay.
And as they back away from, or move away from the keyhole, you can see that they grab a robe from the wall. This seems to be like an intermediate like place where they take all their clothes off out in the hallway, and as they come into a changing room, they don their garb and then leave into another chamber before going out into the temple.
Okay. So the people that are on the other side of this door are, I mean, if I give it like a few minutes, do they not move, or are they just there?
The conversation goes on for a few minutes. If you were to linger on for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, you get the feeling that as you're watching them, every step that they're taking seems to be closer and closer to getting put together to be able to go out to the temple, putting on the robe.
Like the main temple.
Yeah.
Not the... Okay.
No, the main temple that's down by the sea, not the one that's up on the the one that's
the
up
foyer
top
temple, but
yeah,
the main temple.
yeah. Not the foyer, not the street urchin one, the one for the real sea
Really
bitches.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're getting around to go for sure.
And so when they're getting around to go, is there like another door that they would be walking through?
Yep.
Okay. Because my plan is I want to wait for all of them to exit the room, and I'm curious enough to open this door once that happens.
Okay. About 10 minutes go by, and during that time we will catch up with Sammy. Sammy, what have you been doing after you notified everybody?
I'm making my way to the main sea bitch temple.
What the fuck? Okay. As you make your way down the switchback and approach the front, the waves crashing up onto the side of the island, getting your pants and your boots wet. But you are able to freely walk up. There's another short, iron gate that is covered with barnacles on the front. That's probably only about up to your waist, that you're easily able to freely open. And as you get in, you can see. Let me peep here. As you step beyond the main barrier of entry wrapping around the wall, you can see that it slopes deeper still. The walls themselves shimmer green. There seems to be a canopy of drifting lights that filter through the glass domes that are above, creating this shimmering green glow that covers the entirety of the interior. It feels more like a grotto than a temple itself. A lot of the rock-like structures still maintained on the inside. If anything, altars have been carved into the existing stones, and chairs, by chairs I mean benches, and things have been carved from the stone themselves. You can see a great statue of Umberly dominating the center of the chamber. This towering woman made of this sea green marble, hair flowing with the general texture of like kelp. The eyes seem to be made of pearl, and her hands are clutching a trident. The tip of the trident has salt crystals forming. Around the base of this, you can see hundreds of small offerings: coins, shells, locks of hair, wilted flowers, animal carcasses that have been left to rot. You can see beyond the statue itself, it goes back up again, and it's open to the sea itself, and there appear to be people congregating in that area as the waves kind of breach over this barrier, splashing into all of them and then going back out to sea. But for the moment, nobody notices your presence.
Okay, I'm gonna sell the whole lost person thing. I'm gonna take my old short bow and I'm gonna unstring it. I'm gonna use it as a walking stick. So that way, if anybody catches me, then I might be able to lie my way out of a situation. I'll smear a little dirt on my face from the rocks or anything else, just so I look like I just kind of wandered down here. And then I'm going to... How far away are the people from this part of the temple now?
They're probably only about 30 feet away from you.
Oh shit, they're close. Damn.
Yeah,
right,
it's
then...
they're all it is really loud in this area. The waves actually crashing into the side of the temple, and the shape of this grotto making it echo throughout. So they're not going to hear footsteps, and they all appear to be being pelted by water as they're kneeling on the surface into the open facing the sea.
Okay. I'm going to try to look at them. Just as long as they're not making any like human sacrifices, I'm not going to do anything drastic.
There doesn't appear to be any sacrifices. How long do you sit here and wait? That's going to dictate whether or not the people that had left Riker enter.
Yeah. How tall is the room in here?
The room is probably about 20 feet. You could see the top of the dome is above the island level by about 5 feet. Like that's pretty much all of this temple back here that you can see is the green glass dome.
Okay. Is there a way for me to climb up top there inside without somebody looking up and seeing somebody obviously hanging upside down?
It's relatively dark. The light itself that is in there is filtered in from the glass above. There are very few torches inside of here. As far as climbing, you've got your boots of spider climb, so you can pretty much climb anything you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that you'd be virtually invisible up there, but you feel that with a good stealth roll, you'd be okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to climb up there and wait and see if I hear them saying anything else. If they make their way back. No, not knowing that there are more people coming up behind me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh, show. Come on.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
You're able to make your way up. Well, I guess do you want to climb up the side of the wall, or do you want to scale up the tower, or not the tower, but the statue in the center, and try to cling your? Yeah, I don't know how. Where are you trying to hide in here? Just somewhere along the
Up
top.
the wall, away from the glass dome.
Okay.
Just somewhere up top, probably by the. Let's see, probably by the entrance that leads to the gathering of people. Again, completely unaware that there are people coming up from behind me.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find the best place that has minimal light. What you would think has the deepest shadows. There's no crevices that you can kind of hide behind, so you are pretty exposed. But at least it is low light. So if you stay motionless and crunched up, you could probably stay hidden. The three of you outside, looking around for Sammy. You do not see him.
Not surprised.
What do you do?
We leave Sammy to it. That's what you guys seem to do. The other times he's ran off on his own, but
It's kind of hard to find him when he decides to get a little to do this sort of thing.
well,
I mean,
But Riker on his own is different. Do you know where he went?
yeah, I do. He messaged me in there. The wall was fake. It's illusory wall. That's why I got super interested in how the blessing done. Wanted to give
smart,
Riker
I
a win.
noticed that.
Wanted to give Riker a window, and he took it and went through the wall.
I'm less comfortable with Riker by himself than I am with Sammy by himself. Because Sammy's gonna do what Sammy does, but Riker doesn't normally operate solo. I can go in there and find him.
We don't want to cause a scene.
I can
Well-
go invisible.
Yeah, she has a way to get through.
I can also go invisible, but I'm loud. That's mostly my problem.
You are. You're real loud. I'm not. I'm the only one who's ever been able to keep up with Sammy.
I can also make other people invisible. What if I made Rin invisible? You two went after him, and if the worst comes to worst, have them send me a message, and I'll come loud because we're not being quiet anymore.
Seems like as safe a bet as any. Are you okay missing out on some of the action?
Hopefully there
I'm
won't
not-
be any.
Well, if there is, I'll come running. But I'm not getting in there sneakily unless someone has something very clever to help me.
I technically do. But I can't do both.
Let's see.
Are you just talking about your pass without a trace?
Yeah, either I can do visible or I can do pass without trace with both the concentration,
Yeah.
so I can't do them at the same time.
Do the invisibility. I'll offer my own versions of prayers at this temple here and basically just be on standby. I'll break any cover I have and come running if I hear anything off.
You could always head down towards Sammy without getting too close. You'd at least be within message range of him.
Maybe next time Sammy messages you, just
That's
reply and let him know to change to Jack.
That's probably smarter. Actually, yeah. Okay. I will go down that route and get as close as I can without being too obvious.
You're just enjoying a beautiful view after all.
Of course.
Ours just disappears.
and I will. Oh yeah, like first to Rin, and also like you were hurt pretty badly. Are you okay fully?
I'm all right by now.
That's not what I asked. Are you fully healed? Because I can help you with that before we do this.
I mean, I could always use a little.
It's okay to offer help. How much you need? I'm gonna take your hand between mine and lay on hands for whatever you need. So I got 25.
Needs like 8.
8? That's it? You got it.
Great. She'll
And
like
then-
give your hand a little squeeze after you finish that. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good luck. And while holding your hand, I will also use my pact spell slot to cast my own invisibility.
Ayo.
All right.
An eyelash encased in gum or raven. Okay.
Because it keeps the eyes closed.
Yeah.
All these spell components are puns.
Or was it
They're all
puns? Yeah.
puns. They're all puns.
Okay.
So yeah, I will do that. And yeah, I'll start walking down that. So you said it's like a narrow cliff path down towards this other temple.
Yeah,
or
it's like a single person switchback that just goes down, back, and then one last loop that kind of curves around the general shape of the island until it meets the front of the temple.
Okay, I would go to that curve probably because right when I start. Right when I'm in any corner view of that other temple, I will not go further because I'll keep an ear and eye out kind of around that corner. But
Okay.
okay, look.
Being down, you can find a spot that is on the surface of the island that would be able to have view of the front of the temple. But if you want to be close, you'll be in a position where you'll be constantly being soaked with water from probably the knees down as the waves, the tide comes in.
I will remember the teachings of Ilmater and the nature of suffering while I feel the salt water get into every crack and corner of my armor, and I'm trying not to show how much I'm shivering.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Ilmater has his strongest suffer.
And it'll just be like 4 minutes more, then I'll let you guys go. The two of you now invisible, Arsis and Rin, correct? You're both invisible?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I take it you head straight towards the front entrance, the same path that Sammy took. Not that you necessarily knew that, but going to the front entrance, correct?
I thought we were going to follow Riker.
Yeah, we're gonna go hunt down Riker.
Oh, you're gonna hunt down Riker. Okay, all right, I gotcha. All right.
Because we're more worried about him surviving being
Can't be
alone.
just all the time. Riker can't be by himself. Our sweet baby boy Riker.
That is true. Okay.
Plus, we haven't heard from him.
Okay. Riker, as you step in through the door, knowing that the other people had left, and you wait just a little bit longer just to make sure that there's nobody that maybe left something that's going to come back real quick, to where you feel confident that it's empty, and you step beyond, and it does appear to be a sort of changing room. Some lockers carved into the stone where people have left some the ones that maybe aren't there yet have their garments still hanging up. Others have candles and offerings in their lockers themselves. The room is relatively empty. The ground is wet. More standing water seems to be the theme of this underground area. What do you do from this area?
The other door that the other guys went through.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I just want to put my ear up to it, see if I hear anything on the other side.
Okay. The waves sound much louder on this side. The closer you get to the sea, the more deafening it becomes. As you're listening, you don't hear any voices. Not from here. As you're crouched down, Arsis and Rin, you approach this door. Following the same paths as Riker had before. Do you approach the door with caution?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, reasonable amount of caution.
Listening in, it's silent on the other end.
Let me keep going.
Okay, proceeding in through the door, you see a Riker on the other side of the room, crouched down, listening. I imagine eyes closed just enough to try to heighten the senses of the ear. But you are invisible, so he does not see you. You had detect magic. Does detect magic detect invisibility?
Imagine it would.
That feels
I mean,
busted.
it should. Yeah.
It detects an illusion.
Yeah.
But it's also a 10-minute spell, so depending on how long that they were up there versus when he came down.
Yeah,
I
probably
imagine
pretty
it's like-
close.
I imagine they, if I do see the illusion magic, it'd be more like a blob, not like a person.
Yeah,
Just kind of like the general area of magic.
yeah. How do you girls proceed, seeing Riker crouched down?
Don't want to tease him, but I'm not going to. Riker!
Riker! It's us!
It's really
wait,
hard to hear it over the waves, but with your focus, you can just barely make out the girls talking.
Yeah, what Riker's like, is that Umberly?
Oh,
We're invisible!
Is Umberly here and invisible?
Riker, stop it.
What are you guys doing here?
Put it
I
off.
wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. I think this is just a changing room. They're talking about the drowning might be where they're getting everything prepared, set up. But they all went through this door. I'm not sure really what's on the other side though.
Let's go check it out. Jack went to go meet up with Sammy, so.
So we're probably heading all to the same place.
It wouldn't surprise me.
We can go
All
first.
right, I'll go to the door and like kind of just creak it open, see if I can if there's any person on the other side when I just like crack it open.
Riker, let us do that.
What was that?
They said
Let us do that. We're invisible.
Oh, right. Good, go for it.
I will step in front of Riker and do the thing that he was trying to do.
All right, we're gonna do a little time naughty. As the people had left the room before and they're walking out into the main temple, Sammy, you see the three of them walking out clothed in similar sea-colored garb, and the three of them are walking towards the backside where it is open to the sea to probably perform the same prayer, ritual, whatever it is that the rest of them are doing by being cleansed by the sea and getting splashed by the water. And it's at that moment that two of them stop. Two of the three stop and give me a perception check. Okay.
Great.
You can't hear what they say to the third, but judging by the general hand motions, you get the feeling that they told the third to go on without them. The third walks underneath of you and head towards the prayer location, and the other two are standing there and appear to be conversing in front of the hallway. You see their lips moving, but you can't hear the words, not with the 13. Arsis, as you open up the door, peeping down the hallway, it's dark. There isn't any light in this particular tunnel, but you can see the shimmering green floor from the dome overhead, and you can see the lower half of the statue of Umberly at the end, in between two gentlemen in robes appearing to have a conversation at the end of the hallway.
So I'm gonna sneak up as close as I can get to them comfortably to see if I can hear them, and I'm gonna do that stealthily. I also have dark vision, only one.
Okay.
That's Jack.
Alrighty. The last thing that you'll hear before we end the session is oh, fuck me.
That's
you
a
don't
weird
Damn it.
conversation we're having.
you don't hear that. Hold on.
Me.
God damn.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry.
they were
This is a
naked.
religion I want to be a part of.
Jesus.
Jack's like, maybe I should change gods. This doesn't sound so
You
bad.
can make a religion out of this.
We gotta get Jack to tenets.
Oh my god, yeah.
You hear one of them say to the other, I've been coming here for 3 days now, and I haven't seen Kestrel or heard any word or new assignment. Have you? And the other just shakes their head. And that's where we'll end for tonight's session.
Okay.
Our